Hey, it is Friday, October 4th. Things are getting almost back to normal here, or as normal as they can be. I'm trying to get back on track for getting a few more lessons done and getting some students in for real lessons, and a few IGC people that are coming by next week. Hope to see Wiley here, and maybe Steve. And what else? A lot of little interesting things going on, but mostly just gonna give you the wrap up. Try to get back into this. I hope everybody that came to camp. I'm having a little re-entry problems. Just kind of like getting back into normal routine. I mean, it was just so cool to be out there without motor cars and what was that? Gilligan's Island or something. Anyway, you know, cell phones barely working, no TVs, no newspapers, just music. Man. Immersion. It was pretty cool. So I hope everybody, I sent out a message to everybody that came to the IGC that we're hoping that they can send us some of their stories and remembrances and suggestions and positive and negative comments. Definitely open to everything. But mostly what I want to go through now today is a couple things, just, you know, some new releases, some really cool releases. This week, I don't know, I think there were maybe 4 main things that I want to go through as far as stuff that came out, and I think every one of them was really important. And then I want to talk a little bit about some things going on the forum, and actually I have to practice a little bit too. Monday, I'm supposed to masquerade as a flamenco guitar player. Let's see if it works. Close on my Raschiato. Okay, it's coming. Should be good by Monday. We'll see. Let's see. The songs. Vanessa, cool tune. Really starting to like those guys, the Decemberists. That's Annan Water, kind of a driving tune, fairly easy on a couple of fronts, but man, you gotta make it move. And then more Nick Drake. I know you guys are digging the Nick Drake stuff. I got a couple more on the drawing board somewhere down the line, maybe the next month or two. We'll see where that goes. But Road, just another really cool tune that has some pretty challenging things in it, like most of his stuff. Now, the 2 other exciting things that happened this week, as you know, I'm glad everybody really enjoyed the lesson, Wednesday's lesson that came out on Thursday. I don't usually turn things around that quickly, but Sandy just had a lesson that I had to share with everybody as we got into John Denver. Oh, I just gave it away. Never mind. I'm not going to play it. Go watch that Fly on the Wall with Sandy working on Poems, Prayers, and Promises, because she came in and we talked about a few things, and then she just kind of decided that she'd sort of neglected and forgotten that song, and she felt like she always had a butchered version. And so we listened to it, and I think she was expecting me to just show it to her. Needless to say, I didn't. But I bet by now she can play it 2 days later. So we'll see. Anyway, it turned into an ear training thing, and really an important thing for people to listen to and get some clues about ear training. You know, if you can hear the difference between this C and this C, that's a big start. Now, if you can hear the difference between this one and this one, that's even trickier. Why? Why is it easier to hear the difference between this and this versus this and this? Okay, answer that on the forum. Speaking of the forum, anyway, so that John Denver tune, you should have enough information to figure it out. I don't know that I even need to do a lesson on Poems, Prayers, and Promises now, but boy, I listened to that album after she left because I thought, man, I haven't played that John Denver album in a long time, and it has great tunes on it. Sunshine is on there, Country Roads is on there, there's another one that jumped out at me, My Sweet Lady. All of those from, I'm not going to get the year right, probably 1970? maybe. Anyway, yeah. The other thing I've been listening to, oh, it's right over there. I can't grab it right now without turning the camera off. One of my friends and students gave me a great video that I watched on this trip. As you know, I was in New York last week, or some of you might know because I mentioned it, that's why we didn't have news last week. And took a movie with me to watch on the plane called Song. Yeah, that's what I thought. Song of the South. It's a documentary about Duane Allman. Gotta watch it. It's pretty neat. It didn't have any interviews with any of the current band or even any of the old band. Well, some of the really old band, back to Hourglass days and stuff like that. But really encourage you to check it out. It maybe even go pick up an album of his, well, a retrospective album called Skydog that is a 7-disc set, hard to find, out of print now. You can only get it from people gouging you at eBay for it. But luckily I had a friend that had it, so I sort of borrowed it from him. But that had all of his session work on it, even playing stuff like... Got that one? 1969 album. He was a session player on it. Okay, everybody's got the Steve Miller connection there and knows what I'm talking about. Today's mystery references or illusions. Okay, what is the big news? The big news is we knocked off number 1. I almost forgot. I finally... And I think I'm not sure if in the lesson I explained this. Oh, I do remember there was a little catastrophe that happened in the lesson. Hope the noise didn't scare anybody if you've seen it yet. But I just decided to keep going because that's the way life works here at TG. It's like we don't let little earthquakes and natural hazards and disasters infringe on us too much. Anyway, one of the things that was making those James Taylor songs a little difficult to get to was trying to make the decision of how specific I need to be to tell you exactly what he did. The one time he put it down on that studio album, where there's of course second guitar parts and all kinds of other things, or all of the live versions you can find out there where he does it a little bit differently every time, even altering the chord progression. Sometimes there's a C, sometimes it's an A minor 7. He's changed it to A minor 7 actually relatively recently, or not recently, relatively soon after he recorded it. Back in 1971, 1, I think. Anyway, and so the key to James Taylor songs is you have to be able to let them change every time you play it. Just get some of the highlights in there. Be able to do this. And free form with the right hand. So I've been thinking about putting together a whole package. I probably shouldn't tell you this because if I don't get to it, I'll get run up the flagpole, right? Just a couple of lessons on James Taylor's technique, not specifically on songs, on things you need to be able to do to play James Taylor songs. But although if you look at all the lessons of songs of his I've done, you can get the hang of that too. So anyway, so that's it. Something else has been moved up to number 1 on the recommend a lesson list. Guess what? Another James Taylor song. Is it this one? No. Okay, it's probably going to stay there for a while too. We'll see. I do want to thank everybody for jumping in on my housekeeping thread. As we've probably let you know, we're going through all kinds of upgrades and remodels and things like that here at TG, and trying to make everything easier to find. I know I even had trouble finding. Good thing I had it on my hard drive. But somebody mentioned a while ago they'd seen a video from a long time ago. my son Corey and I playing this when he was about 5 years ago, I guess. Anyway, and I know it's at the site someplace, but we're trying to work on indexing things, and that's partly why I needed some help with that. So those lists of songs you guys came up with were great. So appreciate the help, and the spreadsheet that Dermot sent. That was very helpful too. So anyway, thanks for helping me out with that. And we are, let's see. Oh, last thing. Then I got to get back to practicing my flamenco stuff. Save that for later. I mean, I can practice when you're not like watching this. What was I saying? Oh, we're starting to bring back some cool things that we've neglected for a while too. Some of the blogs, acoustic snapshots, the listening posts. As a matter of fact, in 5 minutes, I'm expecting Steve Rose over here to shoot us another listening post. So keep an eye out for that stuff. We got we're getting back on track with people like Jack Van Breen. Hopefully, he's a little hard to track down right now, and Keith Holland, and some other folks that are going to help us out, or going to come up with some really interesting things, maybe some guitar builders. So I think that's it. Let me see, what else do I need to practice today? Okay, see you next week.